Calling this coffee talk today. Coffee talk with Airyn. Okay. Calling this coffee talk today. Let's get started. Just a reminder, I do my coffee talk, Kristel the lender, on Sacred Home with Kristel, and this is Kristel Sacred Home. The distinction for me is this is my home, my space, my channel, of course, right? But it's your channel, which is why I'm currently inviting people to have conversation with me when it comes to, and I forgot to hit record on this other part. Okay. This is where we come and I come and ask as I'm guided. So I was finishing my live and for the mortgage, and I said, Airyn, would you like to come and be live? It's like, oh, I guess and yes. So the reason why I do live also is I don't have the resources and desire to spend time editing, but it's more important than that. I want it to be where it's right now, the now, like the practice of us being in the now and letting things flow, what comes up, not right or wrong, just this is what's coming up. And what came up is, you know what? Airyn and I have been working together now. I would say almost our anniversary of 1 year is coming up in the lending industry. And I'm going to bring her up in a minute. And I'll tell you a little bit of how we connected. I made a move a year ago to Nexa Mortgage, and I knew I needed some help in consistency and information you see because it's a lot when you're a content creator as well as a lender pre-qualifying clients. So I decided I wanted to have a virtual assistant, and we had options and resources for that. And I asked ChatGPT, of course, to help me. What should I be asking? You know what help I need. Help me come up with the questions. Had an interview with 3 people. And in that interview, there was supposed to be for me to actually interview them and coming on Zoom. And they actually provided me ahead of time the name of those candidates along with their DISC profile. So put in ChatGPT and put the information. And they said that our bestie, as we call it now, said Airyn should be your top one. I'm like, okay, cool, but I got to connect. I got to feel it because the energy does that feeling. It's not just on paper. So I go ahead and get the first one. Come on a Zoom like I'm doing the Zoom call directly for the live. And Airyn is there with a smile. It's like, hey, are you doing the? I'm like, yeah, I don't know actually which way I'm supposed to be. We were both discovering. She didn't realize I was what they call your client. And then she was placed into a waiting room, and I was in another one, and then it was one by one. But her warmth just at the beginning, not to compare to others, but there was an automatic like, hey, like she was open and engaging. I asked questions, she heard, and she responded appropriately. There were others, and I had to pay attention because English is not necessarily their first language. It's like, is she really able to process the information I'm asking? Then got to speak to someone and ask a question. I don't know what this person was saying. Like left side. Like I'm asking about do you know how to use AI, for instance? The answer would be totally different. So I'm like, okay, this person is not going to. Then the other guy was pretty cool actually, because he was like, I'm going to help you get your YouTube channel. I'm going to help you do this and this and this. I'm like, well, I haven't asked you what I want you to do. It's like commenting on me, which I'm a D when it comes to the desk. A director, that's going to be a little bit of a struggle. So I was like, this is awesome, but I will probably hire him more for his autonomy and doing one particular task. But Airyn was the best. And I hired her on the spot. And a year later, she is now working alongside me. So thank you, Airyn, for all that you do, joining me from the Philippines. I'm currently in Guadalupe, the Caribbean. So thank you, Internet. Thank you, Zoom. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you all. And I'm going to let Airyn share in a moment. But I also want to say that in our work together, what's important for me when I collaborate is the mindset. Now, I'm not saying the person has to be exactly as I am because it's impossible. We're all unique, right? And Irene, so open to, um, I'm just gonna say, me coaching her how I wanted my business to be ran, and her running with it. I'm like, hey, this is how I want us to run, and she's running with it. And I just ask for this, she's able to implement. But most importantly, when I was sharing um gratitude mindset, she's like, yes, tell me more. Doesn't mean everything I say is like she's perfect alignment. That's not what I'm expecting at all. But the openness, and the reason why I'm going to say this one last thing, and then I'll let you say, add what you would like, Irene. One last thing is, I invited her to do meditation, like a series with me, and she said, sure, I'm open to it. And she started to feel the energy. She started to connect with the energy in a way that she had not experienced before. So I'm like, okay, perfect alignment again. So I've spoken enough. Why don't you share, Ira? What's whatever you want to share as an intro?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so grateful also to have a partner which is far away from Guadeloupe and from the Philippines. So and I also feel the energy from the first time that we went on the Zoom, and I really thought that you're one of the candidates. So I really thought that you're one of the candidates. So, and I found out that you are the client. So I really felt that energy from the first time I went on the Zoom. And now we are almost 1 year. So I'm so glad to be working and to be part of your team, Kristel. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Irene. So I'm gonna again, this is all live and on the spot. So she wasn't prepared for this either. I was like, you know what? As I'm getting myself centered, would you like to ask me questions? So we're going to do more of a Q&A and exchange this way. Of course, I
Mhm.
got my copy with me. But first, Irene, I have a question for you. Would you be,
Sure.
and it's okay, don't, I can do it myself. But I would love if you have a practice, a way that you can lead us into how do you center yourself? Because you are spiritual, but you also do belong with a community for prayers. So how do you, if you were to say to someone, hey, let's pray, how would you center yourself? How do you ground yourself? Can you lead us into something? Doesn't have to be complicated, whatever comes to mind.
Well, yeah. Actually, we started the book club because um I really like the book, like the magic, and it
The magic.
feels, yeah, the magic, and it has like a daily activity that I am so, I enjoy doing it. And also we have our prayer group, and before we begin, we started like to pause, like to pause for everything, like to pause for all the worries, and just to feel, just to feel. Sometimes we need to feel very empty so that we
Mm,
can feel like one energy only. And for me, since I am, I am also spiritual, so I feel the the energy of the of God. So yeah, that's how I center myself before going into prayer.
awesome. So basically, we're going to go ahead and pause for a moment, and then we'll go into next. So we'll go ahead and pause. Does that work?
Yeah, and it's also after pausing for a while, breathing also, it's very important. And I also learned that from our series of energy works with Kristel. Um so yeah, it can also help to regulate. Sometimes before we pray, sometimes we had like discussions from our like member of the family that we have, and our emotions is so high, so it's really important to take a pause and to breathe. So I'm also practicing that before entering into my centering myself before entering prayers.
So let's pause and breathe for We'll just go ahead and do like 33 seconds, and you're gonna probably hear my beep, and that means we can go ahead and get started. Does that work?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But then we invite everyone to pause as long as needed because the regulation of the nervous system is important before entering into this communion with God, with this communion of exchange with others, with each other. All right, here we go. 33 seconds. All right, let's get into it. So, what questions do you have for me, Irie?
Yeah, I actually love to ask you about energy because I know that everything is energy and I learned it from you. So I am just curious, Kristel, how do you protect your energy from like negative people or even negative situation? Because negative negativity is, it's from everywhere. So how do you protect your energy from
Yeah.
negativity?
So it first started because when I've done some energy work, and I love that question because there are a lot of people on YouTube right now who are bringing up that question because so much
Mm,
chaos, right, is
yeah.
around us and it's really at the surface. It used to be kind of hidden and now it's right in our face. So you may personally, not you, but whoever is listening, you may feel like, oh, there's something just not feeling this. Like you're entering a room or you connecting with someone, the handshake was like uncomfortable. How do you
Mm-hmm.
protect your field from that, even when you've maybe had that interaction? So first, a lot of practices say, and I'm going to get to the one that I do now. So a lot of practices say, see yourself into a bubble, kind of like you're an egg. So you have an egg, which is basically your aura with different fields of energy around us. So you feel this energy, and it's been said some people would guide into like a cement, like really concrete, so nothing can come through, with an opening at the top for the heavens and to Mother Earth, but really around, so your field is fully protected, like cement, concrete, and cracks to be really filled up, right? And then put gold around it. You know what? It's actually the reverse that this teacher taught me. The gold first, so that you have the field of gold closer to your body, and then the concrete, and then just as much armor, and just really letting the liquid of gold coming into that gold part protection. Okay. And then just go ahead. You can call Archangel Michael, you can call angels of protection to be there with you. Protect along the way and see your path pink, see your path white, see your path bright, right? Those colors are more colors that are inviting the light. So that is one practice of centering, protecting the field in different layers of protection. Everybody is a little bit of difference in protection. One of them could be also centering into Mother Earth and saying protection from the earth, from the highest vibration of Mother Earth, and the energy again of Archangel Michael, the protectors. Other belief systems, they have their different deities that they will actually refer to. Some people actually wear symbols or crystals, right, of protection. You can see people with bracelets
Right.
of
Mhm.
protection. Sometimes what that does is reminder. So the crystal doesn't necessarily, in my perspective, it doesn't necessarily say, hey, you are totally taken care of. You really have to activate it. It's like connecting with it, activating. And even the bracelets, sometimes people ask which side of the hand you can wear them.
Mhm.
I would say feel your bracelet and ask, is it today on the left side or today on the right side? Kind of looking in my purse where I have one. There are some specific crystals. The oxidants, I don't know crystals names. I just get very attracted to crystals, but I'm not really known for. Okay, so at the bottom of my purse. So basically, You can also put it in your purse or in your wallet to create that protection. So you can use crystals, but there's also the saying of being careful that you not just rely on crystals, because they also could hold the energy and you have to recalibrate them. Some crystals you don't need to. Some you do, like around the moon time. You put them outside, you put them in salt. So that helps. To me, it's also thinking outside, wait, what if you forgot that crystal? Are you going to feel naked and like, I am going to be attacked? Now you are fully dependent on that. So be careful you don't have that dependency. It's more of a reminder to me, a reminder, because really the energy of protection and love is within us and we get to expand. So I'm going to get to what I do now. Now, I want you to take the analogy of the sun. The sun is bright. The sun doesn't do like the moon, like quarter moon and full moon and all. The sun is the sun, bright sunshine. If you go outside and it's super sunny, you got to put your shades on, right? Protecting your eyes. And as we get closer to the sun, we can go on fire, right? So the sun doesn't need protection. The sun is fully in its own field of protection. So now I ask that the spark in me, the divine spark in me, expand out like a sun to taking that field of I am fully protected because the divine presence of God, the spark in me is bright like a sun. So the sun is also in the chakra of the solar plex, which is that confidence. So you can think of it like that's confidence in me. I am fully protected. Really, it's that protection is more, I am so much love that my field and my energy, the entities are dark, the negative energies don't really grab onto me. I mean, I had to do a salt bath to kind of clear out the day. We have the day we take the shower to clean the physical body. It's the same with the spiritual energy part of it. You got to clear your energy, recenter yourself. We're asking for that bright light, that sun within to grow and expand as much as possible. But this comes with practice, right? Because this is the energy and vibration of the highest vibration of love, of joy, of bliss. If you are bliss, if you are in the field of enlightenment and love, the friction of anxiety and anger, it has a hard time to stay around, so it will fall off. But you, as humans, sometimes that connection with, hey, I'm that sun, I'm bright and everything, something attached, is like, oh my gosh, I'm back to feeling down. So you got to clear, you got to cleanse. So depending on your comfort of practice, meaning calling forth the energy of an archangel, calling for the energy of source, of God, whichever is best. And I think those evolve, and yet they are super important wherever you are to create that. But to me, it's be careful with, I'm going to protect myself. Because what are you protecting from? Because if there is a fear that I connect with dark energies, if that is in our forefront of our mind, which negative energies within us that we're afraid will connect? Is imagine like there is a concern of anxiety, there's a concern of something, wherever that is, and we might be coming close to it. The universe may say, hey, let's see how you respond to it. This is where you pause. It's like, ooh, I'm getting into this room and I'm just not feeling it. Let me amplify my love energy. Not so much just the protection, like to guard it, like, that resistance, because whatever we resist persists. So work with what comes up first and protect your field. But most importantly, increase the love within. Does that work? Does that resonate?
Yeah, it really does. So thank you, Kristel.
You're welcome. Another thing I would say that comes up as we're exchanging on this, you go in a room and you're networking with people, you're praying with people, even people you're praying with. You can take a salt bath. You can take salt, sea salt, and wash your hands with sea salt, not just a chemical, the sea salt, and have an intention behind it. May all the energies that is not serving me be going down the drain and release. If you feel somebody specifically sent your energy, yeah, that the feeling it's from them. I've heard some people say they send it back. I don't. I ask for God to transmute it to love because there's no need for them to receive it back and not be able to reuse it. If this was sent to me and I felt it, I will go ahead and take it and say, transmute it into love. Maybe transmute it. Whatever that person needs to experience on their own, it is for them to experience. It will get experienced. So I don't necessarily send energies back. I just send it to the light. I just send it to love. Yeah. Thank you. What other question?
Oh, yeah, so what I am also curious, Kristel, what lesson has spiritually taught you recently?
What spiritual lesson that I got taught recently?
Lesson, yeah. Mm.
Um, so because I'm constantly evolving, it just brings me to not against Catholics, but I was born
Mm.
and raised. You know the Bible or there's the scripture, they constantly revisit. There's like a year, they say odd year and even year, but the books are still the same and they're reviewed every year, the same books. And yes, you can definitely evolve because who we are today, reading one book and reading the next year are different, but it's still the
Mm.
same context, which is powerful versus how the Catholics have it for the life with Jesus. But mine is I ask for the teachers to come forth and allow me to continue to evolve.
Mm.
I'm hearing the collectives like, yes, but how do you know this is the right type of teachings? I
Mm.
am asking to grow my discernment because those books were written by men, okay?
Mm. Yeah.
Back then, some of them did not even know Jesus, and it was 40 years. So whatever I wrote when I was I'm 50 now, 40 years ago, do you think is very reliable? 40 years ago, what I experienced to now writing it. So I love people who enjoy the word in what they read. Nothing wrong with that. But for
Mm.
me, I'm allowing, asking God to bring forth the teachers for my evolution in the moment. And my key is that I don't stay attached.
Mm.
I practice Buddhism, Namyo Orengekyo, practice of chanting, which is to clear the field each time and evolving. And it taught me in Buddhism letting go of attachment. So it's not being attached to, well, there's one attachment is to be of the light, right? It's that one thing is to be centered in the light, in divine presence and love. But even the trainings that I've done that were so powerful, I may recommend them to some, but that doesn't mean that I stay within it because sometimes they don't evolve. They stay within the same capacity, and it's great for those who are coming. But I know from my life, this in this lifetime, there's evolution. I haven't
Mm.
arrived at the point and said, "This is it. I'm there." So the most recent and powerful one, which is amazing because you actually started with that, is the pause. We are so reactive. I am
Mm. Yeah.
so reactive, like, hey, I have the next question. Hey, I have you said this and it upsetted me. It's the power of learning to, okay, this is doing a little something to me. Ooh, pause. And to some, that may seems like maybe shake you. Something okay? Are you okay? Because you're not responding, like you're not sharp. That is not
Mm.
true. Because so much can happen with a pause that God can
Mm.
actually just clear the whole thing. Or sometimes it would be, wait, in the listening, I heard this, which is why sometimes you ask a question and in the listening, the images will come through. And it's for
Mm.
me to come back. It's like, wait, come back to this because we get images, we get the distractions, but it's pause that thought and come back to the question, to the moment. All those are practices. It's the aspect of the mastering of it. So the teaching for me is an invitation is what you actually started with, Irene. Pause. Pause before making a decision. Allow the answer. Stay with the question. There was another class that I took that said, if you have a question, don't look for the answer. Now, it's true. I use ChatGPT, so I do look for answers because there are times that in our business or our practices, our life, we need to have an answer. But when it's discernment, when it's like something that's triggering, real invitation is be with a question, let the answer come. It can come through a Netflix movie. It can come to the next person that
Yeah.
comes in your field and gives you an answer. It can
Right.
come in a song that gets played on the
Yeah.
radio.
Mm-hmm.
Have you experienced that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been experiencing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The synchronicity where the answers are coming.
Mm-hmm.
So the pausing has been very powerful, and also that everything is a gift, even the dark time.
Mm-hmm.
If we take out everything is a gift, there is a lesson. It's going through the wall at times of the painful experiences, but sticking with it. Sticking with it. Not saying sticking with the darkness. I am not saying that, but sticking that I am going through something, and divine intervention, divine presence, the God in me, the spark in me is guiding me, awakening that part. So pause. Of course, with pause, there's prayer, breathing, and conscious breathing, and seeing everything. This is happening for me. This is a gift. You will see that your shoulders may just go down. Your resistance may go down. So, yeah, those are the biggest teachings for me lately.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I love what we are doing right now, Kristel, because you as my my client, my boss, my partner, I get to know you more, not just in work, but also in spirituality, energy, and it also I can also it also shows, Kristel, what inner peace looks like to you when you said like because you've been telling me to pause, to to breathe, and I think that's how also we can see what inner peace looks like. Yeah. So yeah. Mhm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And inner peace might be a goal for many of us. When you say what's your purpose, what's our desire, inner peace is a powerful place to be. I
Mhm.
actually recently saw, as I was scrolling on YouTube on the shorts, where we say, we want money, we want fame, we want power.
Mhm.
Sometimes the striving of having the money is so we have the peace of mind that we can pay for the bills, we can pay for the experiences. Sometimes and I'm not saying this is for everyone, this is just those who are, I was on the path very similar to mine and to yours, to ours, is because some people don't even know that they want inner peace
Mhm.
because they're so anchored in the 3D of the war, the chaos, the gotta compete. But it could also still bring the desire of inner peace, that a trauma that took place, they're not
Mhm.
facing it anymore. So they want the peace that you're not going to do this to me. So this is how I can find peace, is that I know that I am in control. But in the
Mhm.
end, it's the peace that, you know what, I'm not going to experience this anymore.
Mhm.
So that brings to me the topic, although that's not a question, but the topic of control, the topic of our programming. It's so anchored in us that from culture, from school, from the languages we speak, the food we eat, all that, that taking a step back and asking, without all that, who am I?
Mhm.
And staying with the question. And I've realized for myself, I'm love. I'm the
Yeah.
desire of seeing everybody experiencing love and peace,
Mhm.
freedom. Those are keywords, but it's the beingness, not doing it, being that. And it's still a practice for me. So, yeah, thank you.
Nice. Thank you, Kristel.
Yeah. Do you have another question or we're set? What comes up for you now?
I I think for me, I'm all set. I'm all good
Awesome.
soon. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Irene. I know I put you on the spot because this was not prepared, and I love the question because they are profound and yet also simple once we take the intention of, I'm going to pause. I'm going to see and feel what pause means. What's coming up for me too, in the pause, a lot of people have headphones.
Mm-hmm.
You could be in a city where it's so loud, where it's so chaotic. Instead of just calling the next person to add to your chaos in your mind, go ahead and play Hertz 432 HZ 538 528 528 and 432. Those are the frequency of nature, of love. There are others that you can look up. You can even do the frequency of the heart of Mother Earth. But play that from time to time. Switch off the conversation and the gossiping, the talking, and turn on the frequency that might be zzz, a certain sound that your brain might recognize, your inner self might recognize to help you center. Mostly if there's a lot of noise, you're in a city, like it's very loud, that will help you. And then instead of always having your hand on the head, which is like bringing the energy over here, bring it to the heart. As Irene said at the beginning, pause and breathe. Put your hands on the heart. You feel like if somebody is around you, you're like, I don't want people to know what I'm doing. Well, you can always take your purse and just like fold it and just protect eyes from seeing you and just bring the energy to your heart. The reason I decided to do this type of live, I think, because this is what's coming up for me too, is that I want everyone to have access, even if it's a glimpse of what peace of mind can feel like, what centering can be, because there's so much happening around us that taking a moment to just we breathe, but consciously breathing, consciously centering. One invitation that I'm sure Irene is going to go ahead and say yes to, because that's the book she mentioned. Grab the magic book. Go deeper. It's Rhonda Byrne. Go deeper in your understanding, but most importantly, the feeling, the hearing, you're seeing, all of your senses to get involved with gratitude. You've heard it. Gratitude creates more. Yes, it does. But me saying it to you is not the same as you experiencing it. Experience gratitude. So I am grateful for the people who would be seeing the messages that I am posting, not so much for oh, I got seen, but so you can make a change in your life, because many of you may see this video and I would not necessarily meet you, but my intention and my desire is that you can make a change for yourself. What I'm so excited about is that this connection with Irene, who is a virtual assistant to help me do social media and all the other things that I need to do with my business, she's taking it into her community. She is connecting with her friends, her family, and bringing forth. So it's a ripple effect. One person like myself in the island of Guadeloupe, yes, I'm also in the US, who has an impact all the way to the Philippines, however she wants to take it. So we each have a power to do, and I say power, like you may not have a desire for anyone to do anything, but for yourself. Because what happens is automatically, as Irene is making a change, I'm making a change, people around us are impacted. So which impact are you going to have? Is it one of love and light? Is it one where you are bringing forth without necessarily realizing and desiring, but it's automatically done the same as rebreathing? The energy, the feeling, the prayer, the presence of the divine, which is really love. Love. So I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to bring Airyn one more time so she can say her last comments.
Yeah, so I am just so grateful um to be part of your team, Kristel, and to be part of this live. And so yeah, I am just so lucky and blessed to be part of your team. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
You are welcome, and thank you so much for joining me today. And I'll see you all next Thursday. Thank you.